What are the temple coins, which you see here, minted by the Sanhedrin, the Jewish council in Jerusalem? Over the course of the last 4 years, the Sanhedrin has been minting commemorative coins. We're going to break down these later in the video, but what you can see is this is 2020, this is their coin for 2020, and we want to do some history. We want to go back and explain what this is. Here's a coin for David. We have another video on this. We're not going to cover the details of every single coin in this video. However, we're going to go over an overview of each one, what this means prophetically, what is the message that they're saying, what is the things that they're doing. Okay, here we have Nikki Haley in the United Nations. So they have 70 nations to replace the United Nations. There you saw the altar. Here you see the famous coin of Donald Trump and King Cyrus. And this is very significant. Each time they're issuing this with the dove is related to things that we can see them actually doing. The peace deal coming about. Okay, so that's 2018 as well had this temple coin. And we're going to go over the significance of this world creation concert and this harp. What does this stuff mean? What is being communicated to us? What is the significance of the prophetic times that we are in now? What do these things mean? This is the first one that was minted in 2017. Many years ago, in reading Revelation chapter 3, verse 18, I wondered about this counsel. I counsel of you, buy of me gold. It would appear that there's some type of gold. Now, buy in the Greek means redeemed, so you redeem or you exchange for a currency. He says, I counsel to buy of me gold tried in the fire. So it would seem that there's some kind of heavenly economic financial system, okay? Some gold, a different currency tried in the fire that you may be rich, okay? Redeem white raiment that you may be clothed. So in trying to understand this many years ago in the parables and the different things that he said on the talents, I went to be a financial advisor. I thought, well, I'll just, So I didn't know what this was, but I was fascinated by this. I'm like, well, it would appear that there's some kind of gold or some kind of economic system that Christ has, and then of course we know that the mark of the beast is an economic system, and they can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. But it would appear to me that Christ has a gold. He has a different currency. He has a different thing to live and operate in. So I was so intrigued by this many years, I didn't really understand much. So I went to be a financial advisor. Now I'm telling you all that so that you understand the information I'm telling you when I say the shekel of the sanctuary. You can see what we have right here is something called the shekel, a half shekel. It's the shekel of the sanctuary. So I want you to understand how I've come about this information. When you came to Joseph, this is actually, you can look this up. This is Ron Wyatt on the Exodus. And part of that, he shows the Dozier complex and how it all worked. Now, Joseph set up a table. Guys, this is the table of showbread right here. And look, he put it between two pillars, this table. You had to face Joseph. You had to look him in the face and you had to tell him who you were. So the brothers came and they didn't know it was Joseph. You still don't know he's Joseph. Face him, guys. Deal with him. He loves you with all his heart. Won't you do the same? So face him, guys. He's at the table. He has the storehouses beyond those pillars. It's called Asupumim. So, guys, here's his throne. You're facing the throne. Beyond the throne is the storehouse. That's where you're going to have to go for meat, guys. That's where you're going to have to go. The beast system is already there. It's already on your credit cards. It's part of the homosexual agenda. It's going to come to your companies. They're going to tag you and fire you, and you won't be able to get a job. What are you going to do? Guys, you have to face Joseph. I'm telling you, these are the good years. You can come to his table now.
No, I'm showing you. And guys, let me show you something else. See this? That's all I have to my name. That's it. And I'm coming to Joseph, and I'm laying that on the table, and I'm saying, Yeshua, this is all I have. It's the year of Jubilee. You told me to take up my cross and follow you, and I follow you. This is all I have. I've sold my house, and I had to go to closing with money, and this is all I have to my name. But I'm coming to your temple. This is your temple, and you have the storehouse. Guys, look at this. See that? That's the temple you serve. See that God? In God we trust. That's Baal. This is Pharaoh. You can't serve God in money, guys. You're not serving him. You're serving this. Look at this. See these pillars? See those pillars? There's 4, but you enter 2. There's a guy in a throne and a seat in there. It's Obama. He's Pharaoh. The scriptures have talked about him as the little horn. He's the forerunner, John the Baptist before the Antichrist. That's who you're serving. Because you can't serve God. You have to work a job. You have to be part of the beast system. But I'm showing you how to do it. I'm showing you now. What are you going to do? Can take a 666? Come on, man. This stuff is real.
Now, that video was recorded on May 19th, 2016. The title is here, New Jerusalem, the 12 Gates and 2 Pillars, the House of David. So we did that offering on that date, and then on this we were granted the knowledge of the shekel of the sanctuary. This video released June 12th, 2016. The shekel of the sanctuary, give the talents, and a census. So it was granted from me to understand the shekel of the sanctuary. Guys, this shekel of the sanctuary, this is the heavenly currency we can live by. And you can say what you want about me, but the reason I'm telling you the backdrop of this is because I go through a lot of spiritual attacks, okay? Well, how can you explain how I've been through 17 countries in 3.5 years? You can't find any government, you can't find any nonprofit funding me. You see me living by faith. How? It's through the knowledge of what I'm showing you. He granted me the heavenly currency. Now, this heavenly currency is how I live, okay? But it also does more. So every man had to give a half shekel. It's an offering, okay? Now, the understanding and knowledge of this is multifaceted. So what does it tell us? Well, we find it in Numbers chapter 30. When Moses is taking a census, when you take a census of the children of Israel by their number, every man will give a ransom for his soul unto Yahweh when you number them, and there shall be no plague amongst them. This they shall give every one that pass among them that is number, a half a shekel. This is the ancient half shekel. After something called the shekel of the sanctuary. This is the heavenly currency. Okay? Now, you can see what we have here. What they did is they gave a coin and a census was taken. Take a sum, number the people. You're numbering the people in the army. Okay? You're taking a census of them. Remember what Christ said, redeem from me, buy from me gold. So the gold that was occupied for the work, from the work of the holy place, the gold of the offering was 29 talents. Remember Christ had the parable of the talents, okay? And there's a number of them. We're not going to get into all those details. We have other videos on that. You really need to learn this, guys. It's called the shekel of the sanctuary. Now, notice what it says. A beka for every man is a half of a shekel. So this is a replica of the ancient beka, half shekel. Many of these have been discovered. It gives us the precise weight and measurement. So what does this mean? It means in the end of days, another census would take place. There would be another counting of the people. Okay? And there's 2 countings. There's those that are written on the Lamb's Book of Life, and there's those that are taking the mark of the beast. Okay? So I'm telling you guys this stuff. This is serious, okay? Now in Matthew 22, the Jews came tempting Christ and asked him, "Tell us therefore, what do you think? Is it lawful to give tribute," now this word in Greek is census, "to Caesar?" But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, "Why tempt me, you hypocrites? Show me the census money." And they brought to him a denarian. Now pay close attention to what's going on. Okay? What happened? The Jews did not have their own currency. Okay? So when they're giving their gold, they have Caesar on it. And he said, "Whose image and inscription, whose image is on your coin?" And they said, "Caesar." Then he said to them, "Give unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God." Why? They did not have their own currency, guys. Okay, they were under Rome. The coins that they minted were commemorative. Understand that? So what you're looking at is a commemorative coin. It wasn't in circulation. You could not buy or sell with this coin. Okay, they had to buy or sell with this coin. Now keep in mind what happened. Caesar is doing a census. Caesar was counting the people. Okay? Caesar was the beast. The image of the beast was on the coin, guys. Do you understand that? Whose image? It was the beast. Inscription is on the coin. The same thing is happening in our day. So now what they're doing is Israel has its own currency today, yes. But they're doing more commemorative coins. And here's your Caesar right there. Okay? The same thing is happening in our day. Do you guys understand that? Now what happened is Caesar did a census. Everyone had to be counted, just like we have a census today. Now you do that through these issuing of coins, okay? And what happened, of course, Caesar was Rome. Rome was the beast, and the Rome then killed the Jews, executed millions of Jews in 70 AD in all the revolts. That was Caesar, okay? But the Jews are doing the same thing in our day. They're putting Caesar on the coin. Now in Daniel chapter 5, he said, "Mene, mene, tekel, peres." That was the writing on the wall. Now, we're showing you this replica half shekel. And what they would do is they would either have a coin or the amount of silver in the offering. Okay? And I'll show you later in the video the actual archaeology of proof of the actual measurement. But the fascinating thing was, this is what's happening, guys. We're all being measured, we're all being weighed in the scales, in the balance. And the fascinating thing was, a U.S. quarter is actually the same weight. Now, you can see why it is necessary to do the backdrop of information to describe what is going on with the temple coins, okay? The spiritual principles that are behind the things that we are seeing here. Okay, these are some examples of these temple coins. So let's make no mistake, guys. It was the Sanhedrin that executed Jesus Christ. Okay, they were the ones that took him to trial. And so when they issue a coin and they're talking about war, and they're saying there's a war between the saints of light and the sons of light and the sons of darkness, who do you think the war is? Okay, what do you think is going on here? Okay, who is it that the Sanhedrin is talking about? Who is the sons of light? Who is the sons of the darkness? Nothing has changed in 2,000 years, guys. Okay, the sons of light. They call themselves the sons of light. Okay, but they call us the sons of darkness, and they're making war with us. But all the things that they have been doing, we can see in these coins. So this is our new one. They just issued. This is why we're so upset, because you can see war with the saints. Now let's remember, when the census is taken, that the census is for the men 20 years old or older, those that are for war. Okay? So it's a census where you count all the people, but it's also counting those that are qualifying for war. So that's what this coin is issuing, okay? And they got their guy right here. Now you can see this is the one for 2020. We're going to go back and briefly mention each one. But what happens is something happens and then they issue a coin. So this one you can see they have Donald Trump, they have Benjamin Netanyahu, and they're commemorating the peace deal. Okay? But they're not commemorating the peace deal with peace, they're commemorating it with war. Now here you can see the other side of the coin, they have King Cyrus. Okay, and you can see it says, Cyrus, my anointed king. So they're telling us who their anointed king is, who their Cyrus is. It's Donald Trump. There's no question about it. You can see what it says here, anointed king, and then it says right here, Isaiah 45. Donald Trump is the 45th U.S. president. And you have this lion, okay? Nebuchadnezzar was a type of lion. And sun worship. He has a sword, okay? And again, we can see this beast type face in the crown. So guys, this isn't your face. This is what's going on. I'm just showing you what this stuff means. So this is your 2020 coin. Now, what you have is in each one, it's a temple coin. So they'll have a rendering of the third temple. And so what it means is that something related to that temple is happening, okay? Now in this one, what they have is they have the 70 nations, okay? The Sanhedrin is also 70 seats, and we showed you those in the synagogue. So in this one, now the 70 nations are seated, okay? So that's why they have that. And this is the temple coin. So let's remember, they told us about the peace deal in this other coin. We'll look at this some more, but this is what's happening. We told you the covenant, the agreement is between the United States and Israel. It's between the king of Babylon, Donald Trump, and the king of Jerusalem, Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay? They told us this peace deal in this coin, and this one was commemorating Donald Trump's moving of the U.S. Embassy. Okay? But on it, they have the dove with the olive branch, okay? Peace deal. Now, this is the one in 2019. 2019, they issued this coin, and you can see the half shekel is in the altar. Remember, guys, this is the beast. So they dedicated the altar that after this coin, right? That was, that was in December 2019, they did the altar dedication. But why are they putting the coin in the altar? Well, they're putting the coin in the altar because they are going to kill us, okay? They're throwing us in the altar, and they're sacrificing us to build their third temple. That's what all this dreadful symbolism is, okay, in these coins. So what happened here is they invited Nikki Haley to be their leader of the 70 nations, okay? So they announced that they would replace the United Nations. That's why you see the United Nations there. And they says 70 nations organization in Jerusalem. And what that is that's to replace the United Nations. But that's why you have Nikki Haley, this was 2019, and the altar dedication. Also in 2019, they issued this coin. And this is David. And they're crowning David. So this is David's crown, and they issued a commemorative coin for the third temple. Okay, so here you can see 3 temples. 1, 2, 3. The temple coin, again, by the Sanhedrin. And so what they were doing is they're dedicating their place. We said David brought the threshing floor. Okay, so David brought the threshing floor. So That's David. Now, David came to Jerusalem, and of course, he built the temple. So they're saying the third temple is David's threshing floor. Now, we know that the Temple Mount, they call the Temple Mount for the third temple, we know that is Fortress Antonia, okay? But they don't recognize that the temple was in the city of David. So what they're doing is they're making a strong campaign, and they're saying that the third temple, or the third temple, will be built on the Roman fortress, okay? We know that's a fulfillment of Daniel 11, verse 31, where the Beit HaMikdash, the house, will be built on the fortress, okay? So again, what they're saying here is that David bought the threshing floor. So they bought the threshing floor. They're going about getting in place their third temple to be on their Temple Mount, which we know is a Roman fortress. Now, the 2018 temple coin that they issued, you can see they have a kind of rendering of David, okay? And David has a harp. But at the time, I didn't realize what this was. Okay, this temple coin, they have David playing a harp. Now, if you watch the recent videos, we can see that the harp in the Greek is kithara. And this word kithara is the word that Daniel uses in Daniel chapter 3. It's the kithara that was the music that they played to worship the beast. So Nebuchadnezzar set up a statue, okay, and the people had to bow at the statue. So they played a kithara, they played a harp, okay. So this happened. Now this is a precise prophecy. It says the harlot will sing after 70 years. So you can see it's 2018, and after the forming of the nation of Israel in 1948, 70 years, it brings you precisely to 2018. So that's why they had the harp. And on the other side of the coin was commemorating the World Creation Concert. So at the time, I didn't know what this meant. I didn't know, I'm like, what are they talking about? What is this music for the third temple? What is this coin? What does this all mean? Well, we come to understand that the World Creation Concert that they held in 2018, it was for the beast, okay? It was the music for the beast. That's what it was. It was the music for the third temple. So the harlot sings after 70 years, okay? So it's after 70 years, and that's a prophecy of Tyrus that you'll find in Isaiah chapter 23. Now in 2017, they issued this commemorative coin, and as soon as I saw that, I looked at this, and to me, I could see clearly what it is. I'll describe it to you in a moment. But I don't know if they actually did a physical rendering of this coin, but I just want you to look at the thing here. I don't know if it's coming out in the video well, but this is really strange looking. You can see this guy, see this face? Okay, you got this face thing, and then it has two wings on either side. It's got like a beard. Okay, this is really strange looking, guys. I don't know what that is. I'm just saying this is the rendering of the coin of 2017, but it looks like the beast, and it looks like, you know, there's like a crown above its head, which when coming out of that is the third temple. So very strange rendering here. And then these two things on the side, they say they're two cherubim, but they're clearly pointing to some Antichrist-like figure. And so when I looked at this was in 2017. Now, what was the significance of 2017? See, we have the rounded section and squared off section. And so what I began to realize is I saw this. This is the architectural drawing of the chamber of hewn stone. You can see it here kind of superimposed over this rounded section here. And you see it's squared off, it's rounded, and there's the menorah. So that seemed to be commemorating the dedication of the chamber of hewn stone. Now remember that in this there are 70 seats in this section, and back here there's 24 here. Now in these photos it's not showing you, but if you guys remember, it was right here that they had the Hanukkah, the candlestick. Okay, so it seems that the 2017 coin was telling us about this dedication of the chamber of hewn stone and commemorating that. Now that coin was issued in September, and then of course by December they had dedicated this chamber of hewn stone, which is part of the third temple. Here's another rendering of what this court looks like. Okay, and you have 35 here and 35 here. So that's the same thing we can see in the 2020 coin, is you see 2 rows of seats. See these round things? These are seats. So in the inner there's 1 row, 35, and then the outer is another row of 35. So this is the 70 nations. Okay, so what they're saying here is that the 70 nations are seated, they are organized. Well, hopefully you understand what's going on, this war. Okay, they've declared war, the sons of light against the sons of darkness. So this is the meaning of the symbolism behind the Sanhedrin coins, okay? And we can also see that throughout the 70 Nations Conference and the 70 Nations seal or insignia as well. And here is the 70 Nations seal or insignia, and on it you can see the 2 rows, the inner row here, and we counted those. There's actually 1 right here and 1 right here. 34, 35. In the coin there was actually 1 more. The temple was slightly lowered and there was another seat right here, and then the outer ring is the other 35. Now we're making it clear, guys, this is Mystery Babylon. Mystery Babylon sits on 7 mountains, and the nations are drunk with the wine of her fornication. There's 24 nations that are listed, and that's in Jeremiah 25. And then there's 39 merchants that are listed in Ezekiel 27. So those add up to the 70. So these are the drunk nations. This is the people that are going about building a third temple. So guys, this is what's going on. These people executed Jesus Christ, okay? They were the ones that took him to court to kill him. So when it says there's war and the sons of light against the sons of darkness, make no mistake what this is talking about, what is going on. So these are all things we have covered before. We have other videos, guys, on this. But let's just look at Revelation 18 real quick. Revelation 18:3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So we've shown you there's 24 drunk nations. There's kings of the earth. There's 7 kings of the earth committed fornication, and there's merchants, 27 merchants of the earth. So that's Mystery Babylon. That's what the 70 nations is, okay? But what we're trying to explain to you guys is, look, if you don't understand this stuff, you gotta realize you gotta come out of her, man. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partaker of her sins, that you receive not of her plagues. So Mystery Babylon sits on 7 mountains. They're called the 7 daughters of famous nations. And here they are, guys. Okay. So these are the 7, okay, that we're talking about. Watch the other video on this. And then they got the drunk nations. Those are in Jeremiah 25. There's 24 drunk nations. And then Ezekiel 27 has 39 merchants. So in summary, what have we learned? We learned that there is a census. When you take a census of the people, take a sum of the tabernacle. We know that the people are the temple. So you do that through something called the shekel of the sanctuary. So what you have is you have those whose names are written on the Lamb's Book of Life, counted by something called a shekel of the sanctuary. And the image of the beast, okay, and image in Greek is ekleon, the likeness, a figure, resemblance. Caesar is on the coin. He will cause many who would not worship the beast should be killed. Okay? So guys, this is what's going on. You have over here the beast. Okay, you have the beast represented by the US dollar. Why does the US dollar have a serpent around a pole? Okay, that's the beast. And what's going to happen? The beast is going to make all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their hand and on their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell except that he have the mark. Well, what do we learn in the shekel of the sanctuary? The rich shall not give more, the poor shall not give less. Okay, bind a seal as a sign on the hand, on the forehead. Unleavened bread, a seal on your hand, a memorial between your eyes. To redeem the firstborn, a sign on your hand and on between your eyes. A currency, okay, currency, denarian, an image. Give unto God the things that are God's, and Caesar the things that are Caesar. Guys, we don't owe Caesar anything. Okay? This is how the beast is going to overcome the saints. It's Haman. So in Esther, Haman is the Antichrist, the son of perdition. And he said, let it be decreed that they be destroyed, and I will weigh 10,000 talents of silver. Okay? He's trying to kill God's people by 10,000 talents. Okay? And this is what the Antichrist is going to do. Okay? He's going to try and kill God's people by going to war. This is something called a becca, or a half shekel. This is what it looked like, and they found this under the area where we are here. And it's a Second Temple coin that was found from the time of the Second Temple. On one side the words Jerusalem, or Jerusalem, holy, and the other half shekel. Half shekel coins like this were brought by many pilgrims who visited the Temple Mount and the temple in the holidays. Now, the bika is not just a coin, it's also a seal. Here's Eli Shukran from the City of David, Israeli Antiquities, and he's showing us a weight. It's called a bika. There you see it, and it's an inscription. Now, not only that, you can see he's quoting the scriptures we showed you before. It's a weight. See in the scales? So you put the silver on one side, you put in the weight, and it's the measurement. But not only that, it's a seal. So it's an impression that you would also seal a document to authorize something. Okay? He's showing it's from the first temple. It's a rare find. But around the time the Most High instructed us the concept of the shekel of the sanctuary, the actual seal and authorization of this inscription came out in archaeology. So what this means is that this seal, this becca, is more than just a coin. Okay, you can see that you have those that are taking the mark of the beast, but then you have those that receive the seal of God on their forehead. And not only that, we can see from the scriptures it's also in the hand. So it's your hand, it's your works, it's what you set your hand to. It's your seal, your authorization from the king. So Jesus Christ is the king. Okay, it's he is Joseph. He has the grain. You have to turn to him in these last days. The Most High led me to the understanding of the shekel of the sanctuary, that I would give you this information in these last days, that you would overcome the beast. He even allowed me to be in that place where Joseph possibly had a table and met the children of Israel, and they did not recognize him. Guys, this is the shekel of the sanctuary. This is an amazing thing. We can live by this principle. Here you can see some old coins. King Agrippa, King Herod, that was the Caesar of the day that the Jews had to be subject under. But we don't have to be subject under Caesar. Jesus Christ has given us the victory. He is the Lamb that is without spot, that died for our sins. So we can have victory over money. We can have victory over these things. These things are going on, and I'm sharing it with you that you would have victory, that you would understand these principles, that you could sell all you have, give to the poor, and you can trust him. I've been living this way for 3.5 years, and I'm bearing witness to this testimony and showing you these principles, showing you these coins, showing you this, that you would have the victory. So this is part of our playlist, the shekel of the sanctuary. It's part of our playlist, the third temple. These things are going on, and I'm sharing it with you that you would know. So please share this video. Please share it with other people, that they would learn, they would understand how to have the victory in these last days. Amen.